Hey guys, Dr. Sean from Gallagher Performance bringing you a video today on 2 exercises to help improve hip function as well as address common reasons why someone may have developed or be experiencing hip pain, groin pain, or even knee pain. And these exercises are specifically targeting the quads and the groin, or the adductor complex as it's known. This might sound a little bit controversial or counterintuitive because what you will see and hear commonly for those that are dealing with hip and knee pain is the importance of addressing the posterior chain, your glutes, your hamstrings, and proper strengthening and activation of those muscles during movements such as squat, deadlift, lunge, RDL, teaching proper hip hinge mechanics and how we can better spare the hips and the knees as well as the low back. However, what I feel is often neglected is the proper strengthening and the integration of groin or adductor or even quadricep exercises into a rehabilitation program or even just a general training program to help keep those areas as healthy as possible. And why this is going to be a little bit controversial is because what you often see advocated is the stretching, the foam rolling, or the release of the areas such as the adductors and the quads, because they can commonly become very, very tight. And yes, while someone is addressing proper function of the glutes and the hamstrings, you'll see a reduction in the tightness of those areas. Another reason is why those areas can become tight is because those muscles themselves are dysfunctional, and dysfunctional more so from a standpoint of being able to appropriately support and stabilize the pelvis and the knee, not only in static positions but as well as during dynamic movements, be it running, jumping, gym lifts, sport practice, so on. So these 2 exercises are going to help address the groin and the quadriceps. First one we're going to show you here to address the groin is a side plank variation to help improve the support role that the groin plays for the hip. We're going to use this bench. If you're at the gym, obviously take use of a bench. At home, you can use a chair or a firm elevated surface. Place the top leg, in this case my left leg, on top of the bench. Most of the meat of my calf is on the bench, and I have probably about an 1 or 2 inch gap between the bottom of my knee and where the bench is. So we want appropriate support here for the leg. We'll get my elbow under my shoulder. We've addressed proper side plank setup in previous videos, so for a refresher, head back to those. From this position here, we're simply going to lift the hips up. My right leg, as I establish better support here, is going to come off the ground. Here, I'm purely supporting myself from the groin. We're also utilizing the obliques and the downside quadratus lumborum. Done a video on that muscle previously and the importance of that in terms of health of the low back and the hips. So you can check that one out as well. But we're utilizing again this left groin from a support standpoint to hold myself in this position. We're going to hold this anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds and then slowly relax down, and we come out of that position. We can switch sides and operate accordingly with top leg, in that case now being my right leg. Whichever leg or groin tends to be more problematic, certainly we want to exercise that one a little bit more frequently to help improve the groin's ability to appropriately support the pelvis as well as the knee. Now, next exercise we're going to address is a rear foot elevated split squat, and this is going to help us cue and tie in the quads to work better in terms of producing movement but also stabilizing the knee. The rear foot elevated split squat looks like this. We're going to put, in this case, my right foot behind me, we'll step out to an appropriate length away from the bench. Here, to get the best use out of the quad, I'm going to let my foot drift forward a little, or excuse my knee drift forward a little bit over my toes, maintaining a more upright posture. We'll sink down to about 80 to 90 degrees of hip flexion. Now from here, we want to think about performing like a leg press or pushing the ground away and coming forward. So there'll be a little bit of a step forward. Here, what I'm focusing on are the quadriceps around my knee. And as I push up, I want to make sure I'm maintaining that feel of activation and awareness there. If I showed you this from a front view, what it would look like is this. We want to drop down in. And now we want to press away while we're kind of stepping forward. What you want to avoid is the knee collapsing inward. So we're going to keep the knee right over up the ankle, step forward and through. Making sure that we're aware of the quadricep during that exercise. Again, these exercises are intended to improve the functionality of the quadricep, of the groin, and how they are supposed to appropriately stabilize the hip and the knee joint during movement. Hope this video helped, guys. Like it, comment it, share. Appreciate you listening, and we'll see you soon.